Good morning. This is Angela with today's cup of tea. Eventually, I knew we'd get around to this. I guess I never really thought about it, but it does end up coming around to this anyway. And that's talking about judgment, the idea of judgment, how we define it, and what we feel deserves judgment. Because as we go along these individual paths to spiritual enlightenment, and realize the beauty and wonderment and just magnificence of how individual and yet how crucially important every single one of our paths are. This is a really important obstacle for us to just melt away, a wall to just take down and to forget about, because all through this existence, we have exercised judgment in one form or another. And that's part of the existence. It was egoic. Judgment is egoic because what does that say? Well, it says that somebody's right and somebody's wrong, and because they're wrong, they're being judged. Somebody's good, somebody's evil, because they're evil, they're being judged. That's all perception. That's all subjective, because you know what? What is wrong in one society is not wrong in another. What is evil in one system of beliefs is not in another. So it's subjective, and whenever it's subjective, that's egoic. And if I go back to what I've talked about, my understanding is that the only absolute in this universe is love. That's it. Love. Everything else we've made up, all the laws and all that other stuff, we've made all that up. And I've talked about how many times that we're coming to the resolution of duality, that we're done with this duality experience. But it's all been part of our experience. So it's so beautifully done. It's so interrelated. It's so integrated. It's so beautiful. But part of that lesson, part of this existence, and part of this duality is to have judgment, because we have believed something is right and something is wrong. Something is good and something is evil. Something is bad, So now we're in such a habit of doing that. Again, this is another one of our big habits. It's time for us to get rid of this habit and break this habit of judgment. And so anything that is a criticism is a judgment, whether it's like a big one or a little one. So be cautious as you go out there, and there's so much information that we are assimilating right now. There's so much information about what's going on from the spiritual standpoint, physical, metaphysical, you name it, excuse me. The beauty is that it does actually apply to all levels, and it's a really easy filter. It's a very easy filter to realize how messages are coming through, and if the channeling is actually, whatever channeling you might get or what somebody might post, is actually coming through as judgmental or not. If you read something or you watch something that talks about how somebody will be judged, that talks about, say, like our politicians or those in power, how they will be judged and punished, that is egoic. I don't care what level being is saying that. It is egoic, and we are letting go of the ego. We are without judgment. We are to be without judgment, because we go back to that individual path for everybody. Everybody's got their path to lessons. Now, what's important is to stay in love, to stay in the heart, stay in acceptance, and realize if I choose not to have this in my reality, it will not be in my reality. And so something that is harmful, something that is negative, something that you might construe as bad or evil, again, should be re-examined before any kind of opinion, because that's really what it is. An opinion comes from the ego. Before that is set down into your consciousness, and you then form some sort of judgment, what is to be reconsidered is what individual path that other person or that other group of people are taking, what their lesson is. And I'm not saying for us to be meek and to become part of the woodwork. No, in fact, in this kind of standing in our own truth, it makes us stronger and more impervious than ever before. because it brings us into our own power. Because we're not fighting, we're assimilating, we're being fluid to it. We're staying in love, and we're staying in, and the more we stay in love, the higher vibration we become. And the more higher vibration we become, the more just by proxy we eliminate all of that other stuff, that gunk that's going on in our reality. And many times we go through this stuff where we're looking at something that's going on a world scale, and it's so easy to judge. It's so easy to be judgmental. We have the Occupy Wall Street and Occupy whatever all over the world, and and what's going on with those in power, and we're looking at governments are collapsing and institutes are collapsing and belief systems are collapsing. But it goes all the way back to how many times we've talked about in these webcasts. We're going through this super cleansing period of getting rid of all that doesn't serve us. And if it's falling away, it's falling away. And whoever is part of that, if they don't let go of it, it's going to not be quite so graceful and easy as we like to set it. So it is very self-perpetuating. If someone, say, that you might look at as, evil or bad or whatever, who is, very, very, whatever, has caused a lot of damage to our culture, institution, or financial system or whatever, say you picked one person, right? And you're looking at that and you're saying, well, that person needs to be judged and they need to come down, be taken down, and everything else. However, it's a huge lesson for them. And if it's not serving them in the highest and best way, it's going to fall away. And it will fall away naturally. And we are all precipitators of all that because it's our collective agreement on this existence. So it's all this complexity, right? But when you can look at it that way, you can truly release the need for judgment, because everybody has their own path. Everybody has their own lesson. I can't say it enough. Their own set of lessons. And yes, it is time to stand in our truth. It is time to take away the disempowerment that we have allowed. And in doing that, those who have feigned power over others will fall away. It is their lesson, just as this is our lesson, or everybody's lesson in one way or another. And as all of this falls away, we more and more can release that duality. We can more and more accept everybody for who they are, and then stop wasting our energy on that stuff that brings our vibration down. Stop wasting our energy looking at this drama that we have created, and that drama that we really, seem to be thriving on and be addicted to. We can release that so much more easily. In my last webcast, I was talking about how, the perception of how we come in from our higher being, and we are the puppeteers and the puppets and the ones who create the scene and the stage and the whole play. We can just change it. And it's okay, well, we're done with that. Now we're going to do something more fun, more happy, and more joyful and more integrated. That's the beauty of all this. So again, part of just what I'm discussing today is for you to be aware of it. And as you read, because I see this so prevalent right now in many things that are getting posted about, what we're going through energetically. And so you have all these things. You have like the Galactic Federation of Light and Ashtar Command, all these star beings, this knowledge of star beings sort of coming in to assimilate with us. And again, the other point is, and that's another discussion for a different day, but they're coming in to, save us. And that's really not the case. They're coming in as family. They're our family. They've been with us all the time. We've just not really remembered them at this level of consciousness. And so many things that are posted about the star beings, and I've had personal experiences with the star beings myself, but you know what? They are here in love and as family, and not to come in and say, this is right and this is wrong, we're going to judge these people and these people are going to be held accountable and this and that. No, that's not what it's about. That's so human for us to say that. That's so egoic. We're releasing that and accepting the path of all this and coming to the highest and best and releasing the other stuff from our reality. All that doesn't serve us is falling away. So on that, we're going to do our clearing. Take a deep breath. And would you like all the following without trauma, drama, or illness, without creating or recreating any situations for illustration or experience, and all with ease, grace, balance, harmony, joy, fun, excitement, adventure, humor, and bliss. And would you like for it to be for all versions of you, all times, all places, into the ever-expanding universe, to infinity and beyond? And would you like all information that comes in from this clearing and download to come through via an instantaneous and comprehensive download with fully conscious understanding in the moment, timeline and version of you from which it is requested? And also, all of Creator's truths and understandings and perspectives and definitions that come through from these clearings, would you like those to replace your own, so they're same as Creator's, for divine alignment? Would you like to bring forward all of your experiences in all lifetimes on when you felt judged, when you judged somebody else, or when you watched certain people's being judged, certain beings being judged? And would you like to get Creator's truth and understanding as to what happened, and what the perception of it versus what the truth was, and the definition of judgment from Creator? And would you like to process whatever remaining lessons you have from all that instantaneously, and then resolve and clear all that out? And would you like to pull all the beliefs related, including I must be judged, I must judge others, others must judge me, judgment is necessary, judgment is a natural part of our creation, everyone judges? Pull all of those beliefs out. Pull all the fears, anxieties, regrets, rejections, resentments, and anger from all those beliefs. Pull the memory and energy of them from the cellular level, as well as all self-limiting thoughts, words, and actions from the cellular level that are related. Transform to Creator's light, send them back to Creator. Close those receptors absolutely and permanently open new ones. Saturate the cells with the highest vibration of Creator's unconditional love, and download the beliefs. I am without judgment. I am without others judging me. The universe is free of judgment. Creator is without judgment. We are without judgment. I accept all on the path they are on right now as they are. I accept myself for the path I am on now, right now as I am. And everything related, and the feelings of how to do that, and the feelings of that, and how to move forward feeling that way and knowing that. And the feelings of that you're worthy, deserving, and able to, that it's possible, allowed, okay, and safe to, that you're ready, willing, and able to, and that you have that in your life right now. And then would you like to heal, resolve, and clear the timelines in all directions to infinity with the violet and platinum flames? And then write it off as completed in the Akashic Records. Offer it to all ancestors and descendants as they so choose to accept. If you would like all of that, take a deep breath, close your eyes, clear your mind, be open to receive, and say, yes, acceptance. And that's it. Have a great one. We'll talk to you later in the week. This is Angela with today's Cup of Tea.